Tommy. I'm a local resident that lives in the area, and I'm co-owner with my wife of Starfish Coffee.
What connections do you have, if any, with Palmer's Green?
Well, I've lived here all my life, literally. I grew up here.
You grew up here?
Yeah.
Oh,
I grew up on Dirt Road, actually, just 2 roads away from here. And as a kid, I used to do the paper round on my roller skates for the local newsagents just down the road here on the parade when I was about, I think, 9 years old. And then I went to the local school here, Winchmore School. I lived here for about, I think, 25 years, until I found a new career. And at the time I was doing West End shows, musicals, and I used to dance for people like Madonna, Justin Timberlake, and all the big artists. So I went all around America for a few years, came back, met Ingrid, doing some West End shows, and we moved back into the area after living in central London because we had 2 little beautiful girls, and we wanted to find a place that felt like we could actually be a family and feel comfortable, and we moved back into Palmer's Green. We now live here again after about, I think, 10 years. And while our girls go to school across the park at a local school, we decided to open something up in the area to make our life a bit more sort of easier, really, more than anything. Ingrid was actually in the theatre doing Phantom of the Opera for about 8 years, and I was filming. And we had this transition, whereas I would work during the day, and then she'd go to the theatre in the evening, and I'd put the girls to bed. And we did that for quite some time when we got a bit tired of it. So we had to find something that we both could do, and at the same time stay in the area. So this was the answer, really. We found a reason, and this was a reason. Starfish Coffee came about, basically, we had an idea at the time that we wanted to do a mobility coffee cart with the old Italian Piaggios, because I'm half Italian. And 8 years ago, I wanted to do it then, and we didn't do it, and I kind of bit my tongue after for not doing it before it started happening. And this was kind of fate, because I grew up knowing this as an estate agent all my life, and skateboarding past here, and building ramps in a park, and it was one of these shops that we always wanted to have. It's kind of one of those things that always floated back in your mind, and I think when Web came in, we kind of felt like we're being shortchanged, that we didn't know about the shop being available, and it was one of those little dreams that were always floating. And at the time, I bumped into Web, and I know them well because my dad was in a care home, and his dad owned a care home, and I was looking after my dad for 8 years, and so we've got a lot in common. And it just so happens at the time that he said to me that he wanted to move the shop, let go of the shop, and move forward. And I think it was fate, because at the time we were thinking about this. The same time as we were thinking about this, we were thinking where we could do this project, and we didn't know where to do it. So when this happened, straight away I ran home, I told Ingrid, and I said, "You're not going to believe that this shop is available." And it was an exciting time, because we went, what do we do now? It's available, we can take it. How do we do this? And then one day we had an opportunity, somebody came forward and said, this is something that would do really well. Within, I think, the space of 4 weeks, we got our loan. At the same time, we were thinking about what to call it, and it was coming from all the random names from House on the Hill, Bean, being a coffee bean, and Starfish Coffee was a song I just heard. And I didn't know what it meant until I heard it during the business plan. And when I heard it during the business plan, it made perfect sense to call it Starfish Coffee. And the reasoning behind that is Starfish Coffee is a song written by Prince. It's about 2 kids going to school, carrying a lunchbox. And one kid opens up his lunchbox, and it's plain old sandwiches. The other girl opens up a lunchbox, and she has a Starfish Coffee in it. So completely random. And I got it. It's a metaphor. It was basically saying, don't take us all by face value. We're all creative individuals, and we're special, and we all should be accepted for who we are. So at that time, it was kind of, there was an epiphany, could you say, of what represented us. So everyone that came through that door, the Starfish Coffee brand went into Starfish, meaning the person. Who are they? So everyone came through that door, they were the Starfish. Whether it be a person who's retired, whether it be a kid on a skateboard, whether it be someone with a dog, whether it be a mum, dad, whatever it is, even a plumber walking through that door sitting in their builder's rags, everyone was going to be greeted the same way and welcomed into our living room the same way. And that's the Starfish. What do you love? You love coffee, you love food, what do you love? Everyone's accepted the same way. And that's what Starfish and Coffee represented. From day in, day out, through to the weekend, we get different customers. So, I mean, during the week, we get a fab relationship with our neighbours and the community. Everyone walking in, from people that I used to walk past and not say hello because I didn't know them, to every day saying hello and welcoming people and actually discussing and actually talking about what people get up to. I guess in some sense, it's a real good social hub. Everyone's got to start socialising on a much grander scale than before, through parents coming in with their prams, coming in for a glass of Prosecco, something completely random, to a dad coming in and having a great coffee and a child's coming out, what you want. Everything happens on a social level. And while it's going on during the week, we get people coming in who want to do things. So we get ideas coming, like we get little pop-up shops, we get people coming in with their ideas. They want to do a book reading seminar, they want to do a little art class with kids or something. It really welcomes people coming in working instead of sitting at home on a laptop, or actually networking with the community. Through driving through that, we actually start to do what we do at the weekend, what we do best is we serve our neighbours at a much grander scale. So we're packed Saturday and Sunday day, and then in the evening times over, we have live music, we have events. So through my background, I'm booking in groups, singers, bands on a regular basis that generally won't get a chance to play live because they have to go through this whole fiasco of getting a booking agent and doing all this. And some people just have short dreams that they're not really living. And that's the point of this platform, is making an opportunity for other artists to create and expand and grow as an artist, whereas they can perform at their best level. So when they do choose to perform outside of this place, they're awesome. So what happens is you get people who have got normal jobs, or they're retired, and they wish to perform something sometimes on a Friday or Saturday night. And all of a sudden they're getting people in and start getting claps, and all of a sudden they're feeling alive again. You know, it's that sort of level. And then we're bringing a community of young people, like teenagers and 20-year-olds, who are coming in like an open mic, and they're doing their own rap music, and they're performing. I'm bringing people in like EMI, record dealers, and all these sort of companies, and they're hearing them. And for the first time, they're signing them up for contracts, record contracts. Same time, you're getting people like X Factor who are watching on social media, and they're signing people up from our social media straight into the program with the audition. So social media has really played a part in giving people an opportunity they wouldn't normally have. On top of that, we've got people like Culture Club, who rehearse 3 doors away, Boy George, coming in, starting to sit down and have a coffee, and starting to listen, starting to network with people who are starting off. And then we've got people who are head designers of Topshop, Marks and Spencer's, living on these few streets, who are coming in and then conversing with people who are starting off as fashion designers, and they're starting to work together. So that's what we're doing here. The aim of our goal through the daytime and the nighttime is to get people of all different artistic backgrounds, whatever it may be heard, and at the same time to network and to grow. And from that side of things, we've also got this amazing artwork, which is behind me now. And this is Claire, a local artist. She's a fascination of concrete architecture. She's another mother, working mother, who gets to exhibit one piece of artwork with a big art fair. So we've got artists who are well known to people who are just starting off, exhibiting here every month. Our aim is to change it every month to give people an opportunity to exhibit on this wall. And from £45,000 per piece, who are exhibiting in Charlotte Street, West End, we've got down to £150 a piece. The whole point is to change the medium and change people's perception on what the talent is in the area and what is achievable. through that, a lot of people haven't been able to exhibit because they don't have this grand, vast scale of work. They don't have this incentive to grow. So what we did with 10 months' work is to bring together, I think for the first time, a large art festival into the area. And the reason behind that was a lot of people weren't able to exhibit on this wall. So we thought, why don't we give all these other artists an opportunity to exhibit on a smaller scale, but with a large number. So we managed to get 27 artists come together over 10 months who hung their work in collaboration with the Palm Green Festival. Phil, we got talking and said it'd be a perfect time to introduce that. So we booked it on that specific date and hung it on the pavement side of the fence. And I guess what we achieved from that was a lot of artists coming out their shell from the home, exposing their inhibitions and showing who they are with their work. A lot of people who were shy before, at the end of the day, weren't shy. And all of a sudden they were talking to all their neighbours. The neighbours realised who they are, what talents they had, and all of a sudden they started networking with all these other artists. By doing that, they will have the opportunity to expand to this. They will aim for a year later or 6 months later to do a large scale of artwork. So what we try to do is, with this, I would say it's a social hub by day, and by night it's an art house. An art house has been very beneficial for Ingrid and I because it's something we're passionate about, as well as what we do by day, which is roast coffee, which we roast with Department Coffee, which is a massive company in central London, and these guys are awesome. And we bring the best coffee that you can get in London, and we change it every 4 months. And all these objectives that we're doing with the art festival and the music and everything, we're bringing all this to the area. We're actually putting something into the area that the people need. This won't be here for long. The community are not going to have everything that's happening right now. It's going to go back, and they're going to be asking, why can we not have this opportunity? Why can we not have that opportunity? We're giving these opportunities right now that the people deserve. And in order for us to keep on doing that, we need to survive. We're parents, we have kids, we've got to pay our bills. Right now we're not paying any of that, we're paying for staff. And we need to cook food, we need to grow. And in order to do that, the council has to give us permission. They basically have to say, yes, it's okay to cook food here. That is a simple process of applying for an A3 license. We're currently in an A1, A2, which is a retail business. Retail businesses do not survive on this parade. It's a known fact. Estate agencies, I find it hard to survive. This parade is thriving with food and coffee and people socialising. You know, there's more than enough space here for that. There could be another 3 of these, and people would love it. It would bring in a vast trend at the weekend where people come and they would socialise and eat and drink together and get to know people from other areas. That's what this place really needs. It needs community actually socialising. That means a hub where people socialise. So obtaining this A3 licence is exactly that. It's basically saying, Ika, Ingrid, we want you to stay here. We want to give you this opportunity to have this licence and grow and find a way of surviving. And in doing that, we can bring the best food, the best coffee, and complement the rest of the other shops that are currently doing here with their own food and drink, and survive and be here. If we don't get that, I can't see how long, as a business, when it comes to digits, how long we can survive. And it would be a real shame, because what's going on here is something new and amazing, I find. We would like to be here a lot longer. That's how important us obtaining that licence is.